guys, so I'm back and I'm ready to do season 3 vlogs, which I'm really excited about. If you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Brenna. I'm 18 years old. I've been watching HOA since season 1, so I was 16 back then. I was in the demographic still, don't judge me. I did recap vlogs for all of season 2, you can go check those out if you want to. And I plan to do it all for season 3 again. And I basically kind of just like recap the episode and talk about parts that I liked and didn't like and whatever, so hope you like them and hope you stick with me for the rest of the season. But today is the first episode of season 3 that I'm going to be talking about, and that is House of Arrivals, House of Presents. Usually the way I've been doing this is that I kind of first cover the main arcs that go on in the episode and like key events and stuff like that, and then I go into stuff that I like and dislike. It was a little bit harder for this one because there was so much going on in this episode because it was the first one that it was kind of hard to like pinpoint things, but I tried. If it seems kind of scattered, I'm sorry, but it'll get better, I think, as the plot kind of starts to focus in more. And with that, let's get started. Alright, so the first arc I'm talking about is just the whole thing with Katie coming and then Eddie being weird around her and whatever. First thing, in the beginning of the episode, Eddie kind of has this like vision thing where he sees this girl that's at the bedside of her grandfather and he's like, take the key, KT, and go to Anubis' house, and then he has no idea what it is and he's like, what kind of daymare was that? And he's like, confused or whatever. Then the next day KT shows up and he's like, what the heck, you're the girl from my dream. Then she's kind of just like, is this some kind of weird pickup line? And she just like brushes it off and walks away. And then that made Patricia really mad to the line because stuff's wrong with them, and that was funny. The fact that KT has showed up and is the girl from my dreams is really like bugging Eddie, so he ends up talking to her like, hey, do you have some key that your grandfather gave you who was sick in bed? And she's just like, what are you talking about? And she doesn't want to tell him anything because obviously he's a stranger and he's acting really weird, so she kind of just is like, stop talking, don't. Then later in the day, back at the house during lunch, Katie goes off with this key that her grandpa actually did give her. She just didn't want to tell Eddie that, and a picture of him, and she's like kind of looking around trying to figure out like, where does this thing go? And then Eddie catches her and he's just like, ha, I knew it, but Victor chases him out of the house before they can really talk, and she seems kind of thankful for that because she doesn't want to tell anyone. So like all day after school she's looking around like, does this key go to the attic? Can I go look in the cellar? And she can't find anything, and she's still not telling Eddie anything. He kind of stopped asking. But at the end of the episode, they accidentally bump into each other while Katie has the key in her hand, and Eddie kind of like falls back and has this weird like freaky vision where he's in some tunnel and there's like sarcophaguses all over and he's panicking, and then he kind of wakes up from his little vision and is like staring really oddly at KT and like freaking out and having a panic attack, and KT's just like, what's going on, are you okay? And then the episode ends there. So that was that arc. I just like to say that I really like KT. I like her personality a lot. I'm really excited to have her as a new character. Kind of sucks that she's replacing Nina, but I think it's going to be really cool and like refreshing to have someone new, and I really like her personality. I also like her chemistry with Eddie because there was this one part where Eddie needed help writing a fake letter. We'll get into that later, and they're like talking and like joking around, and I just liked their chemistry as like a friendship right now, so I think that'll be good for the rest of the season. Alright, second arc is this letter, and that has to do with Nina's disappearance. So beginning of the episode, Fabian's kind of running around like, where's Nina? Is she here yet? Where'd she go? I don't know where she is, which I thought was kind of strange because it's like, hey, you should probably talk to your boyfriend, Nina. They end up finding out that Nina is not coming back, and then Fabian is just like crushed. Shabuna is like freaking out. They're like, what are we gonna do without Nina? Fabian looks like he's about to cry, and then Eddie kind of starts panicking because he's like, oh, I need to go find this thing, which we don't know what it is yet, but he's kind of starts looking all over the place for something, but we end up finding out it's a letter. Then Fabian ends up finding about this letter because he messages Nina on Chum Chatter and is just like, hey, where are you? And she ends up being like, oh, it's in that in the letter, just ask Eddie. So Eddie's freaking out because he can't find this letter, and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna fake write it. And he tries to write it himself and it doesn't work, and he tries to get like Jerome to help him, and Jerome's just like, what the heck, dude? Why do you want to write from a girl's perspective? And then Eddie goes to ask KT for help, and she kind of helps, so he starts writing it and puts it in his bag. And then Jerome ends up being like, you know, Fabian, you should just go look through Eddie's bag. Maybe he has the letter there and he's just hiding it from you. So he goes into the bag, he finds the fake letter. It's not complete, it's in his handwriting, so he knows it's fake. This makes Fabian like really suspicious, so he starts talking about it to Patricia and is like, look, something's weird is going on. What if it's like Joy? And she's just like, fine, I'll help you because I know how you feel. This happened to me in season 1. Obviously she doesn't say season 1, but you know what I mean. So after school, they meet in Fabian's room, and Patricia's like, look, let's just start looking through his stuff. So they look through his drawers and end up finding that Eddie has Nina's locket, and they're just like, what the heck is going on? So Patricia starts going through his emails on his computer, and they find an email from her that's just like, I don't think we should see each other anymore. So they automatically assume it's like a breakup thing, and they're just like freaking out because Patricia and Eddie broke up, so she's just like, what the heck, did they have a secret affair? And then the fact that Nina and Fabian didn't actually break up, so that'd be like even worse for them. And they're just like really angry. So as soon as Fabian sees Eddie, he kind of has like shoots some death glares and he starts like yelling at him and like freaking out. It was really intense. And I liked it a lot. I liked seeing that side of Fabian, and Brad did an awesome job. That was probably the best scene of the night. But he's just like freaking out on Eddie and he's just like, whoa, calm down. Don't punch me, because he definitely almost did before Alfie pulled him away. And he's like, look, I'll explain everything later. I don't want to do this in front of an audience. So they end up going upstairs and he's like, okay, so I did talk to Nina about stuff over the summer, but it was totally just like Chosen One Osirian stuff, and she said that it's probably best that we don't see each other because our fates are kind of going to clash and cause bad things, so that's why she's gone. And she gave me this letter to give to you, but I can't find it. So they ended like searching all of the room, and he ends up finding it in his shoe. So he gives it to Fabian and is like, alright, I'll just leave you alone. You can read this now. And that's where the episode ends. Or that arc ends, because there's, yeah. Alright, third arc. This isn't really an arc, I felt it like it was important, because it's new, but I have like Willow showing up. I love Willow. She kind of just like randomly appears in Anubis and is just like, I want this room because it faces the right direction and it'll be perfect for me. And she's just obsessed with Anubis' house and she's hilarious. And I don't know, I think it's so funny. And then she kind of gets in like a little argument with Mara over rooms, and that's also really entertaining. And Willow is just so enthusiastic about Anubis and everyone in it, and it's just, I love her because she is us. Basically, if you were to stick a fan in Anubis' house, they would be Willow because of how excited she is. It's so funny. So she's definitely one of my new favorite characters. I'm really excited to see what part she kind of plays in season 3, because right now it's kind of minor, but I think she must have some sort of importance because she keeps showing up at Anubis' house. Next arc is Amber's birthday. So she wakes up the morning of her birthday and just like jumps up and is like, it's my birthday, and looks over where Nina is, except Nina's not there, and you just see like an empty bed, and it was really sad and was just like nostalgic, and it was like feels, I miss Nina. She's all excited and she jumps out of bed and she's like, oh, did the postman come with my presents? And then Mara's there and she's just like, nope. So we find out from Mara later that they're actually all pretending that they forgot Amber's birthday so they could throw her a party later. But Amber's like freaking out about this because she's like, you cannot forget my birthday. I am Amber Millington, or whatever, you know how she is. But at school we actually find out that Alfie really did forget about her birthday, so he's scrambling around to find a present, and Jerome's like, here, you can just take mine if you pay me. So he's like, good, okay. So he ends up giving this present to Amber without knowing what it is, and it's like bacon-flavored dental floss or something, and she's just mad, and it kind of just adds to all the madness and her upsetness. That eventually leads to a better surprise for her. Before the party even starts, Willow found out about her party and was just like, here, I'm gonna give you this awesome silk scarf thing made of saliva, and it was just a funny scene because Amber's just like, ugh. But yeah, then her party starts and she's all excited and she's happy and she's opening her presents, and she goes to open her final present and it's this box, and it's got an Egyptian bracelet in it that's really cool, and no one knows who it's from, so Alfie's just like, it was mine, that's my present, or whatever. So they're kind of just like, oh, okay. And yeah, we end up finding out that that bracelet belongs to Victor because his name was on the box, but no one noticed that, so that's gonna probably cause problems in the future. Which leads me to the next arc, which is Victor. At the beginning of the episode, he's all like looking in his books and he's like, oh, tomorrow, Corbière, or tomorrow is a good day, or something important's gonna happen. We don't really know what it is. And then when it finally becomes tomorrow, he's like waiting for this package, and he's like, this package, I need this package. There's supposed to be something for me here, and obviously ends up being the bracelet, but he doesn't know that Amber has it. Then towards the end of the episode, he has to go meet someone in the woods, and it ends up being Mr. Sweet. And we find out that Mr. Sweet is someone called the Seeker, Victor is someone called the Enabler, and then there's a third person that's supposed to like know them called the Keeper, but they don't know who it is. So don't really know what these words mean. They're just important. And then the last arc is there's another new teacher here. Her name is Miss Denby. She's going to teach the kids like history and business or something, but she seems a little suspicious because she has these men come in a truck and bring her this giant like package that looks like a human shape, and she's being like really weird about it, so that's kind of weird and suspicious, and well, I'm sure we'll find out more about her soon, but it's just something to keep in mind. Also, she was trying to initiate a family tree project for her class, and Mr. Sweet had to cancel it for some reason, so that's kind of suspicious also. Alright, so those are the main like arc stuff, and now I'll just go into like favorite moments that I didn't talk about. Just the whole beginning when everyone's arriving, Eddie just walks in like, honey, I'm home, and it was hilarious, and everyone's hugging, and all the ships are hugging. So like we got a Jenny hug, we got a Jamber hug, we got an Amphi hug, and he's just like, hey baby, and it's so cute. Jara hug in the beginning was cute because they looked like they haven't seen each other for months, when they also made comments about seeing each other over the summer, so they're cute. Trying to get over the fact that Mikara's over and just accepting Jara as much as it hurts, but yeah, they are cute. We find out that Penny breaks up, as I mentioned before, which is really sad. We don't know exactly what happened. They're kind of just being bitter about it, and they're like, oh, it was mutual, but you could tell they're totally not okay with it. So, crossing my fingers that they get back together, because I do like Penny a lot. There's more Fabian freaking out over Nina the entire time, and as sad as it was to watch, I thought it was really perfect the way it was, because I can't imagine Fabian just being totally okay with Nina not showing up. It's not in his character, so I'm glad the writers didn't screw that up. Sabuna kind of meets, they have this like, little moment in the hallway where they're just like, Sabuna, and then they don't do anything because there's nothing to do right now. And another thing I really like is Katie shows up and she like automatically clicks with Joy, and I really like that friendship. They're really nice to each other, and I'm happy that Joy finally has like a good friend, because she kind of got screwed over last year pretty much, and I won't be surprised if that happens again with her friends. So if she has Katie kind of there to like actually be a friend, that'll be really nice, and I think she deserves that. So my memory ran out before I could film an outro, but thanks for watching this episode of House of Recaps. If you want to follow me on Tumblr, my link is Mara Campbell, I'll put it in the description. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my personal is This Is Bren, and my House of Anubis one is Brenna HOA. I like to talk to people about the show, so if you just tweet me or ask me something on Tumblr, I will probably answer, and we can get into awesome conversations, and it'll be lots of fun. So, yeah, if there's anything in particular that you want to see in future episodes, just leave me a comment or tweet me, tumble me, whatever, and I'll try to include that. So, thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.